Hello students, welcome to your WebSeek Academy English channel. Today, we will discuss the poem To India, My Native Land, which is part of the first semester BCom English syllabus. This patriotic and emotional poem was written by Henry Louis Vivian Desrosiers, one of the first Indian poets to write in English during the British colonial period. A note on the poet. Henry Louis Vivian Desrosiers, 1809 to 1831, was born in Calcutta and belonged to the Anglo-Indian community. He studied at the Dharamtola Academy founded by David Drummond, by whom he was greatly influenced. At the age of 17, he joined Hindu College as a teacher. He was known as a fiery teacher and poet. Desrosiers inspired a group of young people with the spirit of the Renaissance, who pioneered the Renaissance movement in Bengal. He possessed a sense of patriotism for Bengal. He was a radical thinker and one of the first Indian educators to disseminate Western learning and science among students in Bengal. To India, My Native Land Summary. Introduction. To India, My Native Land is a patriotic sonnet written during the early 19th century, when India was under British rule. Henry Desrosiers, who is often considered the first Indian English poet, expresses his deep feelings of love, sorrow, and hope for India. The poem is filled with both nostalgia for India's glorious past and sadness over her present condition of slavery. Lines 1 to 2. My country, in thy day of glory past, a beauteous halo circled round thy brow. The poet lovingly remembers India's past when she was glorious. India looked so magnificent that a beautiful halo, a shining circle of light, surrounded her forehead, symbolizing purity, divinity, and honor. Lines 3 to 4. And worshipped as a deity thou wast. Where is that glory, where that reverence now? In the past, India was worshipped like a goddess. Now, the poet sadly asks where all that past glory and respect have gone. He feels India has lost her greatness. Lines 5 to 6. Thy eagle pinion is chained down at last, and grovelling in the lowly dust art thou. India's spirit, once as strong and free as an eagle's wing, pinion, is now enslaved, chained down. Instead of flying high, India is lying low in the dust, humiliated under foreign, British rule. Lines 7 to 8. Thy minstrel hath no wreath to weave for thee, save the sad story of thy misery. The poet, calling himself India's minstrel, or singer, says he has no beautiful songs, wreaths, to offer. He can only sing about India's sadness and suffering. Lines 9 to 10. Well, let me dive into the depths of time, and bring from out the ages that have rolled. The poet says he will dive deep into the past, depths of time, and recover memories from history. Ages that have rolled is equal to time that has passed. Lines 11 to 12. A few small fragments of those wrecks sublime, which human eyes may never more behold. He hopes to gather a few pieces, small fragments, of India's once great achievements. Wrecks sublime is equal to remains of past glory, which people today can no longer see with their own eyes. Lines 13 to 14. And let the guerdon of my labor be, my fallen country, one kind wish from thee. The poet says that the only reward, guerdon, is equal to reward, he wants for his efforts is one kind wish or blessing from his fallen country, India. He does not seek fame or riches, only India's love and acknowledgement. Conclusion. In conclusion, To India, My Native Land is a poignant expression of Henry Desrosiers' love, sorrow, and hope for India. The poem reflects on India's glorious past, her current state of subjugation, and the poet's desire to revive her lost dignity. Through vivid imagery and powerful emotions, Derozio calls for a restoration of national pride, urging his fellow countrymen to remember India's greatness and work towards her future freedom. Poetic devices in the poem. 1. Personification. India is treated as a living being, suffering and in need of revival. 2. Metaphor. A beauteous halo symbolizes India's past glory. Eagle pinion is chained, symbolize India's loss of freedom. 3. Alliteration. Groveling in the lowly dust emphasizes India's degradation. 4. Imagery. Vivid images of India's past glory and present misery, like eagle pinion chained. 5. Rhetorical question. Where is that glory? Where that reverence now expresses sorrow over India's fall. 6. Symbolism. The eagle represents freedom. The minstrel symbolizes the poet's role in preserving history. Themes in the poem. 1. Patriotism. The poet's love for India and desire to restore her glory. 2. Loss and decline. India's fall from greatness under colonial rule. 3. Hope and revival. Belief in India's potential to rise again through remembering the past. 4. Memory and history. Emphasis on preserving India's glorious past to inspire future generations. 5. Suffering and injustice. The pain of India under British rule, symbolized by her fall and degradation. Short answer questions. 1. According to the poet, how was India treated in the past? A. Worshipped as a god. B. Chained as an eagle. C. Glorified by minstrels. D. None of the above. Answer. A. Worshipped as a god. 2. Who is the poet referring to as a minstrel? Answer. The poet refers to himself as a minstrel. He uses this term to describe his role as a poet or singer who weaves the stories of India's past glory and present suffering. 3. The poet asks for as a reward for his labor. Answer. The poet asks for one kind wish from thee as a reward for his labor, referring to India. He seeks the blessing or goodwill of his country in return for his poetic efforts. 4. What is the poet's wish? Answer. The poet's wish is to see India rise from her current state of misery and regain her lost glory. He wishes for India to be free from oppression and restored to her former greatness. Answer each of the following questions in about 1 page. 1. How does the poet bring out the transformation in India's fortunes? Answer. In To India, My Native Land, the poet, Henry Derozio, presents a striking contrast between India's glorious past and her current state of subjugation. He begins by recalling India's once divine status, symbolized by the beauteous halo around her brow. In those days, India was revered and worshipped like a goddess. However, Derozio laments that India's former glory has disappeared, and the country is now chained and groveling in the lowly dust. This transformation from a respected nation to one under foreign rule symbolizes the tragic fall of India under British colonialism. Through vivid imagery, the poet captures India's lost freedom, using metaphors like eagle pinion is chained to represent the country's oppressed state. The poet wishes to restore India's lost greatness, emphasizing the deep transformation from respect to degradation. 2. A sense of loss and sadness defines the tone of this poem. Discuss. Answer. The tone of the poem is deeply sorrowful and mournful, filled with a sense of loss. Derozio expresses his grief over the fall of India, once a land of glory, now reduced to suffering and oppression under British rule. The line, "Where is that glory? Where that reverence now?" highlights the poet's lament over India's lost dignity. He mourns not only the political decline but also the cultural and spiritual degradation of his country. Phrases like groveling in the lowly dust and thy minstrel hath no wreath to weave for thee further emphasize the sadness and helplessness the poet feels. The poem reflects a collective mourning for the lost heritage and the tragic state of the country, making the tone one of deep sorrow and regret. 3. Why does the poet want to dive into the depths of time? Answer. The poet desires to dive into the depths of time to retrieve the fragments of India's glorious past. Derozio wants to explore the rich history and traditions of India that have been lost or forgotten over time. By delving into the past, he hopes to bring back the memory of India's greatness, which could inspire her people to revive their national pride and dignity. This act of recalling history is not only an emotional response to India's current suffering but also a way to preserve the country's cultural heritage for future generations. The poet's wish is to remind India of her glorious legacy and to awaken a sense of pride and hope in her people. 4. Discuss To India My Native Land as Derozio's tribute to India. Answer. To India, My Native Land can be seen as Derozio's heartfelt tribute to India, where he expresses his deep love, sorrow, and hope for the nation. Through the poem, Derozio acknowledges India's former greatness and mourns her current state of subjugation under British rule. His tribute is not just one of lamentation but also a call for revival. By remembering the glorious past and reawakening the nation's pride, he aims to inspire his fellow Indians to strive for freedom and dignity. The poet uses powerful metaphors, such as the eagle pinion and groveling in the lowly dust, to depict the fall of India, while also highlighting the potential for restoration. In this sense, the poem becomes both a tribute to India's past and a hopeful plea for her future. Through his poetry, Derozio offers a lasting tribute to the country's rich heritage, encouraging a nationalistic spirit and a desire for independence. Answer each of the following questions in about 2 pages. 1. Thy eagle pinion is chained down at last, and groveling in the lowly dust art thou. Explain the meaning of the given lines. What comparison does the poet make in these lines? Why? Answer. In these lines, Derozio uses powerful imagery to convey India's fall from grace. The phrase, thy eagle pinion is chained down at last, represents India's loss of freedom and strength. The eagle pinion, eagle's wing, symbolize the power, pride, and independence of the country. Eagles are known for their strength and freedom, soaring high in the sky, but in the poem, the eagle's wings are chained, indicating that India's freedom has been restricted. The metaphor here compares India's once independent state to the eagle, emphasizing the country's loss of sovereignty under British colonial rule. The second line, and groveling in the lowly dust art thou, intensifies the image of India's degradation. Groveling suggests that India is now in a position of extreme humility, crawling in the dust like a defeated and oppressed entity. This lowly dust symbolizes the suffering, humiliation, and oppression that India is enduring. The comparison is drawn between India as a once proud and free nation and her current state of submission and weakness under colonialism. The poet uses this comparison to highlight the tragic transformation of India. Once a land of glory, respected by the world, India is now reduced to a state of subjugation. Through the imagery of the eagle's chained wings and the country groveling in dust, Derozio mourns India's fall and calls attention to the oppression and loss of freedom. The comparison of India to an eagle, a symbol of strength, helps to emphasize the contrast between her former grandeur and her present misery, urging the reader to reflect on the loss of national pride and freedom. 2. Would you consider this a patriotic poem? Give reasons for your answer. Answer: yes, To India, My Native Land can be considered a patriotic poem, and there are several reasons for this. First and foremost, the poem expresses a deep love and affection for India, which is the essence of patriotism. Derozio refers to India as my country at the very beginning, emphasizing his personal connection and loyalty to the land. This emotional bond is one of the key indicators of patriotism, as the poet is not merely lamenting the country's fall but also mourning the loss of something precious that belongs to him and to all Indians. Furthermore, the poem is a call for national revival and a critique of the country's current state under colonial rule. The poet uses vivid and painful imagery, like groveling in the lowly dust, to highlight India's degradation under British oppression. However, despite this sorrow, there is an underlying call to action and a desire for change, which is rooted in patriotism. Derozio wishes for India's rebirth and restoration, as shown by the line, "And let the guerdon of my labor be my fallen country. One kind wish from thee." This illustrates the poet's hope for India's recovery and suggests that his labor, through writing, will lead to the nation's revival, which is a patriotic act of serving one's country. The very structure of the poem reinforces a nationalistic sentiment. Derozio refers to India's past glory, using terms like worshipped as a deity, to evoke a sense of national pride and to remind Indians of their rich heritage. By doing so, he stirs a sense of unity and national identity, urging his fellow countrymen to take pride in their history and work towards reclaiming that glory. The poem is not merely a lament, it's also an expression of the poet's belief in India's potential to rise again. Moreover, Derozio's desire to dive into the depths of time and bring back fragments of India's glorious past is another example of his patriotism. He is not just reflecting on history for the sake of nostalgia, he is drawing on the past to inspire India's future. The poet's intent is to awaken his fellow Indians to the realization of their nation's potential, motivating them to aspire toward freedom and greatness once more. In conclusion, To India, My Native Land is undoubtedly a patriotic poem because it reflects the poet's deep love for his country, his sorrow over its present condition, and his hope for its revival. Derozio's words encourage Indians to remember their heritage and take pride in it, as well as to work towards a brighter, independent future. The poem is a call to action, urging the reader to reclaim national pride and sovereignty, which are key aspects of patriotism. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Webseek Academy for more English lessons and notes. See you in the next video. Until then, evolve with every learning.